Picture this. Two anglers standing on the same lake, maybe 20 yards apart. Same bait, same gear, same weather. One of them is pulling in fish after fish. The other one hasn't had a single bite all day. The difference isn't luck, and it's almost never the gear. What I'm about to show you aren't beginner mistakes. Those are obvious and easy to fix. These are the mistakes anglers with 10, 20, even 30 years of experience are still making. Habits so deeply baked in that they don't even notice them anymore. I went through reports from tournament anglers, fishery owners, and pro guides to put together these 7 mistakes, and I'll bet you're making at least 3 of them right now, even if you consider yourself experienced. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1, ignoring the wind. Most anglers treat wind as an inconvenience. It messes up your cast, tangles your line, annoys you all day, so they just avoid it and pick the calm side of the lake instead. That's a mistake, a big one. Wind pushes warm surface water toward one shoreline. That warm water carries plankton with it. Plankton attracts bait fish. Bait fish attract predators. The so-called windy bank isn't an obstacle, it's the actual feeding line where the whole food chain is happening. There's an old saying among serious anglers, fish feed on the wind. Instead of running from the chop, experienced fishermen aim straight for that murky, churned up water because bait fish have a harder time spotting predators in it, which means predators feel confident hunting there. Next time you get to the water and it's blowing hard, don't retreat to the sheltered side. Head straight into the waves hitting you in the face. That's often the most productive water on the entire lake. Mistake number 2, fishing the same depth all day. Fish don't sit at one depth the way we sit in the same chair all day. They move based on temperature, sunlight, oxygen levels, and time of day. Early morning, while the surface is still cool, fish are often feeding shallow. As the sun climbs and the surface warms up, many species pull deeper, chasing stable temperature and more oxygen. By afternoon, when the sun is strongest, fish often drop into the thermocline, the layer where temperature shifts sharply. The problem is, most anglers find a depth that worked once and they get stuck there for the rest of the day, even when nothing's biting anymore. The fix is simple, but it takes discipline. If you haven't had a bite in 15 to 20 minutes, change your depth before you change your bait. The fish are probably still there, just not where your hook is. Mistake number 3, casting too far, ignoring the water right in front of you. This might be the most counterintuitive mistake on the list. Instinct says the farther you cast, the more untouched, undisturbed fish you're reaching. But here's what fishery managers and experienced anglers keep pointing out. Fish are often sitting much closer to shore than anyone expects, sometimes just a few feet from the bank, as long as there's enough depth and cover. Why? Because everyone else casts straight over that zone all day, assuming it's too shallow to hold anything. That close-in water stays completely undisturbed. Fish feel safe there and they move in to feed, especially late afternoon and evening. Next time, try this before you cast far. Work the water right at your feet first, anywhere there's a foot or 2 of depth. You'll be surprised how much is waiting exactly where nobody's looking. Mistake number 4, avoiding weeds and cover. Overgrown, tangled, full of weeds. Every angler has looked at water like that and thought, not worth casting there, I'll just snag my hook. That thinking is costing you fish, a lot of fish. Vegetation isn't an obstacle, it's a restaurant. Weeds produce oxygen, hide bait fish and insects, and provide shade. Predators like bass, pike, and big panfish know exactly that, and they sit right on the edge of those zones waiting to ambush. The key isn't avoiding the weeds, it's using the right gear. Weedless lures, Texas rig plastics, and a flipping technique let you work a bait straight through the thickest cover without getting stuck. If you're skipping every overgrown zone on the water, you're literally skipping the best parts of the lake. Mistake number 5, horsing the fish. The moment a fish finally bites, adrenaline kicks in, and instinct usually overrides technique. The angler starts reeling fast, hard, trying to muscle the fish out of the water as quickly as possible. Pros call this horsing the fish. fighting the fish instead of playing it. The problem? Sudden jerks and too much force usually end in a snapped line or the fish tearing the hook loose right at the edge of the water, the exact moment you thought you'd already won. Experienced anglers do the opposite. Stay calm, let the rod and reel do the work. When the fish pulls, give a little line. When it stops, reel in. Rhythm, not force. The fight should last as long as the fish needs it to, not as long as your impatience allows. Mistake number 6, neglecting your line and hooks. This mistake has nothing to do with casting technique or reading the water, and it still costs more fishing days than anything else on this list. Sunlight and salt slowly break down fishing line over time, even when you're not using it much. Hooks go dull after every contact with rocks, shells, or even a handful of successful catches. Tournament anglers change their line before every single event. That sounds extreme for a recreational angler, but there's a simple middle ground. Before any serious trip, run your fingers along the last few feet of line. If you feel even the slightest rough spot or nick, cut it off. And check your hooks the same way. Drag the point across your fingernail. If it slides instead of catching, it's time for a new hook. That check takes 10 seconds and can save you a fish you spent half an hour working for. Mistake number 7, doing the same thing all day, never adjusting. This last one wraps up everything before it. Sticking to the same approach, the same spot, the same routine, even when the results are clearly telling you it's not working. Fish change behavior throughout the day. They shift depth, change how aggressively they feed, even switch what they're targeting, all based on light, temperature, and pressure. What worked at 7 in the morning might do absolutely nothing by noon. The most consistently successful anglers I researched all share one trait. They're constantly willing to adjust. Depth, retrieve speed, lure color, even the entire spot, instead of just waiting around for the bite to turn on. Set yourself a rule. 20 minutes with nothing means you change something, anything. Depth, speed, bait, location. Waiting it out isn't a strategy. Adapting is. 7 mistakes. Beginners and veterans make every one of them. The only difference is who's willing to notice and fix them. If you saw yourself in even one of these, you're not alone, and that's actually good news because it means there's an easy win waiting for you next time out. Let me know in the comments which one of these you're guilty of, and if this helped, hit like and subscribe. I've got more of these coming.